This is Volothamp. Modulus. Tautology. Coming to you live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Twitch. Yo, man, I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to, catch your attention real quick. I be going live just to let me get some content out there. Uh, draw some attention to the page. Maybe I can grab a subscriber here or there. I'm still on code. Like that's what's kind of the difference between my pages and channels. I stay on code. I don't go off code. In fact, I'm explaining the beginner's all-purpose symbolic instruction code is the basic programming language, if you want to say it's that, or logic. Boolean algebra is the new terminology that I'm going to use in order to maybe draw you in enough to say, okay, I'm starting to understand when Volo is talking about zero, he's saying off, and when Volo's talking about one, he's talking about on. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the logic of it. In fact, I'm gonna share the definition on with GPX. Was it Chat GBT? I'm gonna get back into doing those type of things. I'm just in front of my house or my castle on Animal Crossing, and you can see I'm wearing my crown. There's 3 porcupines that's in your town. Well, 2 that run the tailor shop in your town. When anybody that's familiar with Animal Crossing, and their sister comes to town and challenges you to, be a fashion, and I always get top stars. So she told me to do something, fancy, kind of a party outfit. So I'm going straight king on her. You know what I mean? I pulled out the crown and everything. I think the crown might have cost me like $2 million. It ain't cheap. Of course, because I'm a king I am the king on my island. That's what I'm saying. Like, so that's why I'm sitting here like, y'all bugging with this no kings thing. Like, why are y'all bugging with that? I really only give, like, I don't do that with everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? The same with Lord. Like, I don't do that with everybody. Like, it's supposed to be like a, like equivalence between king, Lord, leader. It's supposed to be a certain kind of equivalence in that title. And now it's like they acting like president of the United States is a king, and it's like, nah, you got a term limit. So Trump's almost done. And then he can't become the vice president because of the way that the amendments are structured. And that's where we have to, as a people, it's like we have to recognize that. And shout out to Jody Sykes, because he was the first one that was like that said he was a constitutionalist. And I was like, like that. I never considered that as a political party. People that put the Constitution as the law of the land. Like we supposed to follow and obey the law of the land. And the Constitution is supposed to be that for the United States of America. Now, him saying that he's a constitutionalist, when you chat GBT AI search, it says that it's a far right party, meaning it's white supremacy, right? And so the far left part of that will then be to burn the Constitution. And of course, that's not what Biden was saying, being a quote unquote leftist president, right? But we all know that Biden was FOS, and so, when Biden was on his, I can't do that because, I can't go against the Constitution. I can't go against the Constitution. But then putting everybody else in the world ahead of foundational Black Americans, who are clearly the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to the Constitution, um, is a violation of our constitutional rights. Like Biden, you shouldn't have did that. You shouldn't open up the borders like that. And then he blamed Kamala, and that's why we're looking at Kamala to this day. Like Kamala, you'd be like, you're not taking responsibility for that because it wasn't your fault. We all know it wasn't your fault. So you supposed to tell the truth now. Like, yo, Biden's an idiot. Like, I mean, you don't owe him anything anymore. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he gave you the vice president chair, but he don't owe you anything now. So you got to tell the truth now. Like, nah, we shouldn't open those borders up. But the fact that you can't do that because it now makes him look bad, it makes the Democrats look bad, is why Black men, particularly, are like, forget y'all, and y'all know when I say forget, I mean the bad word, you know what I'm saying? But I like to change, keep my page PG-13. I like to keep all my content PG-13, 14, because my son's only 14. I don't need this to watch. Well, I'm gonna get you suckers probably PG-13, but School Days is rated R. It's like, son, you really, right? Like House Party is I think might have been rated R, but it might be PG-13, 14. He might be ready for that, but it's still parental guidance. Like, son, I still got to watch it with you at least, and break it down for you. The one that he brought up to me yesterday was Animal Farm. So they redid Animal Farm, which is a classic book, and it is a movie too from the 1950s. It's like an original movie. So back in the 1950s, it was rated G, general audience. Like it was meant for the, you can take your kids to go see it, like, Pocahontas or, Snow White, you know what I mean? Like those are supposed to be those type of movies where Pinocchio, like those are rated G movies. You're supposed to take the whole family, but we live in a society that's like on some mental health issues where it's, Pinocchio is racist, or what I mean, because they had brown Indians in it. It's like, yo, y'all bugging, right? Y'all do know that the original Indians were brown, like they was reddish brown, like. So that's why I know my lineage goes all the way back to before 1526, which would have been the first quote unquote Black slave revolt. There were Africans that they had, and the natives, the brown natives, came and rescued them. Do we know all the specifics of that day, what happened that day? And that's where modern day history challenges, a lot of the old stories, because I know, I mean, the record is right there, right? He said, knowledge should begin until I finish this song, because the rhyme gets rough as the rhyme goes on. You sweat as you step about to get hype, or should you just listen to the man on the mic? You're physically here with me, but how could you tell if you're meant to be hip hop, if you're not meant to be as well? If it's meant to be hip hop, if you're not mentally hip hop as well, right? Because my mind remains refined with all kinds of ideas. It's self-esteem that makes it seem that my thought took years to build. Now, these are lyrics that, it's going to take, you got to decipher. And, me and my son, we've been working on it since he was 5. So he knows, man, we read a couple of the Proverbs. So we read some of the Bible together because it's parental guidance. He's supposed to get that from his father, right? And it's not excluding his mother. She's supposed to help out. And therein is where we see the hypocrisy of the Democratic Party, because it's the Democratic Party that's separating everybody. The Republicans are trying to claim that they're unifying, just like the Democrats was claiming they was unifying everybody when Biden won. But they wasn't unifying everybody. They were excluding foundational Black Americans. because it's like, yo, in 1865 to 1870, they passed the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, and they were specifically made for my lineage, my great grandfather and grandmothers, all 32 of them, right? Because as you go further and further back in time, everybody has 2 parents, 4 grandparents, 8 great parents, 16, 32, 64. It sounds like I'm naming how the gaming system grew. How did it go from 1-bit to 16-bit to 64-bit, 128, 256, right? It's growing exponentially. So as you go further and further and further back in time, yes, I do have some ancestors from Africa, back at year 0. Yeah. But at year 0, there were still brown Amerindians already here. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. My screen keep going dark, huh? So yeah, that's my king suit and everything. I'm about to run out. Go say what's up to some family and then come back. And I was gonna do a mix or whatever. Let me see, just a little bit. Let's see.
Eat the 9 rhyme, keep in mind I'm deep in design. Direct desert.
Whoa.
Eat the 9 rhyme, keep in mind I'm deep in design. Direct desert eagle gun wound, dashiki grind.
Did you peep that? See, this is how complicated hip hop is, right? Right. Shout out to Planet. I think this is Planet Asia. Planet Asia, right? And then Apollo Brown. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Planet Asia and Apollo Brown. I'm about to run out and do my thing. I might come back, do another live stream. How many minutes I gave y'all? I gave y'all 12 minutes. I should give y'all more, but
eat the 9 rhyme, keep in mind I'm deep in design. Direct desert eagle gun wound, dashiki grind. Chamber chain champion sweats frames is Dana Dane.
Dana Dane. Spinderella Dana Dane. Was that a shout out? That might have been a shout out. See, that's what hip hoppers do. We give shout outs to each other, right? Shout out to all the greats, right? That includes myself, all the kings. I'll be back rap more about the queens, because y'all getting it, but you're not getting it. It's kind of funny watching y'all try to speak up and reclaim y'all ladyship, and then these quote unquote African queens, right? Because now that here go the African queens, and it's like, well, wait a minute, they're getting all the African queens are kind of looking down on Black American queens, and it's like all I can do is giggle a little bit, right? And then when you say something about it, is, oh, you must be a MAGA. Then it's really funny, right? Like, told you. That's why I was like, might as well keep going with him. Like, you know what I mean? Get it over with. Like that's what I was saying. That's all I was saying. But since Biden was the president, it was like, okay, I gotta go help the Venezuelans, and I was helping the Venezuelans, and while they were getting all the promotions and getting all their raises and using that money to take foundational Black American men's girlfriends or baby mamas and stuff, right? And I'm sitting there like, dang, and they just laughing, just straight disrespect, and like, yeah, we got this money from the Democrats, and we won't take y'all women and take over y'all country, right? And it's like, that's when the brothers that's when we was huddling up like, yeah, we got to bring Trump back. What about Kamala, man? Forget that. All she gonna do is bring more of them Indians over here, those Asian Indians, and man, that ain't gonna, unless it's the women, you know what I'm saying? Then you know what I mean. But that's when you get caught up, and it's like, as soon as I say something kind of negative to a brother that's nose is all up in, you know what I mean, the Asian Indian, like, I know, right? And then I'm calling out the other Q on that one, right? Not Q from Kutztown. The other Q, my neighbor, Because it's like I see him, you know what I mean? And it's like, what's up? You still with that Asian Indian Joe? Nah, you missed that, don't you? Yeah. Oh, see. She like Kamala, huh? Okay, you want? I know who you voting for. No. Trump. We need the ice baby back. And then everybody hating me now. Like, all right, cool, whatever. Like, but not even understanding the last year's Super Bowl when Kendrick Lamar was like the whole joint was foundational Black American, right? And Trump really didn't say he had a problem with it, right? If they would have asked him, like, Trump, how do you think about that? You know, he might have been like, yo, I like that Kendrick Lamar, but he can't say that because then it's like, well, wait a minute, like Kendrick Lamar sold us out. Like, nah, it's just that he likes Kendrick Lamar, like he likes Kanye West. He likes Kanye, like, you know what I'm saying? But Kanye can't say that he likes Biden. I mean Trump, because he's seen, you know what I mean? Everybody gets so the left gets so crazy, right? That they running up on black men that's in ICE, and it's like, well, why you a black man? Why you covering your face? Because now you got this man dressed as a woman with purple hair calling him the N-word. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up, can you? Right? Just like you can't make this up.
Eat the 9 rhyme, keep in mind I'm deep in design. Direct Desert Eagle gun wound, dashiki grind.
Dashiki grind. This is Pholotherm modulus tautology, which is a quick, you know, just rap and, you know, now I'm looking at the wall or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Looking at the wall, and I holler back at y'all. I'm gonna make a quick run and enjoy the life, you know what I'm saying? One God, our Father, all the time. Hip hop, life, love. One God is love. Hip hop is life. Time is precious. You know what I'm saying? Spend more time with your family. You know what I mean? Less time, you know, arguing over Democrats and Republicans. That's a waste of time, right? Vote on God. Because money is nothing more than that fourth dimensional illusion that really doesn't exist. And hip hop, it's hip hop. That's the art of making the most out of life. Yeah, some people want to call it economics, but it's actually the harmony and happiness that'll bring you peace. One, God is understood. Yeah, and that's about it. How am I supposed to know? One God or God first?